Alright. So I still have the bunny and the squirrel over there. But I also have some more friends in the background on my bed. Kind of hard to see because it's a little dark back there, but I have my shark, my pound puppy, and my gorilla. So I'm going to review, talk about probably not too much of a review, but just going to at least talk about it in and there it is. Grimm's Fairy Tales. So this is an old book. This is old. So you can see the pages. They're kind of they're not all lined up together, so they're rough and bumpy on the edge. So pretty old, very old stories, but pretty old book too. It might have had a cover at one time because there's nothing on the cover of this. It might have had a cover over the book. Anyway, so there's some nice artwork in the book. Grimm's Fairy Tales by Jakob and Wilhelm Grimm, illustrated by Leonard Weisgard. Or is it Weisgard? Nelson Doubleday, Inc., Garden City, New York. Printed in the United States. Where was the year on here? Huh. I don't see a copyright year on here. That'd be nice to know. Well, it looks old. I don't know how old it is. It doesn't say. That's strange. Usually there's a copyright date in books. I don't see it. Maybe it was on the cover that's not on here. So there's a lot of nice classic fairy tale stories that are credited to the Brothers Grimm. Like, some of these I don't recognize. Like, they're not real popular, but some of these I recognize because I saw them on... I'll be right back. I have this that I got a long time ago, but I remember watching that back in the 90s. I think it was the 90s. I think they were made in the late 80s. Dusty. Yeah. Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater. Yeah, I really liked that. So they were, yeah, it's got the tale of the Frog Prince, Rumpelstiltskin, Rapunzel, Sleeping Beauty, Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, Hansel and Gretel, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, The Princess and the Pea, Pinocchio, Thumbelina, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Beauty and the Beast, Three Little Pigs, Snow Queen, Pied Piper of Hamelin, Cinderella, Puss in Boots, The Emperor's New Clothes, Aladdin and His Wonderful Lamp, Rip Van Winkle, The Little Mermaid. Yeah, so there were a lot of good stories that were turned into episodes on this. So this is my DVD collection of that. So that that was nice to watch those. So yeah, there was. I even went to the theater a long time ago. There was a movie called Brothers Grimm. Was Heath Ledger in that? The guy from, I think the guy from Good Will Hunting was in that. So that was that was supposedly about the authors of these stories. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of nice classic stories, fairy tales in by the Brothers Grimm. Uh, so in here, there's yeah, the Frog Prince is in here. Uh, Rapunzel, and there's some other ones that are, yeah, other ones that are not as famous. There's Hansel and Gretel. Uh, okay, so Aschenputtel. I thought this was kind of interesting. There's one called Aschenputtel, but I'm pretty sure that's actually Cinderella. I don't know what, I guess that's like a German version name. This is all in English. These stories are all in English, but for some reason this one is titled as Aschenputtel. Aschenputtel. So I guess that's German. I don't know why it's not named Cinderella. I don't know. At what point did Aschenputtel become Cinderella? It is kind of funny if you break down the name of the story, the fairy tale. Cinder, Ella, and Ash and Puttel. I see how, I see the connection there. So I think that's the only one in here that has a German sounding name. So I thought that was interesting. Little Red Riding Hood. Tom Thumb. I think I've heard of that before. The Elves. I think that might be with the guy who makes the shoes. That story. Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Rumpelstiltskin, Golden Goose. Is that the one that lays the golden eggs? Because I thought that was in Aesop's Fables. Anyway, so yeah, there's some nice drawings, nice artwork in here. Alright, so I read this a long time ago, but I'm going to read it again. So I'm going to be doing it like I did previously for the Aesop's Fables and the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books. I'm going to be reading from the Grimm's Fairy Tales book. Doing some videos where I'm reading the stories. So they're not, most of them are, they're not too long, so they shouldn't be. I'll probably read a page and then stop and do parts of the story. So otherwise, because sometimes if I mess up, I have to remake the video, and that's very irritating. So hopefully, so if I don't read too much at a time, then it won't be as bad. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be reading some of these stories because they're nice stories, and I just want to share them. And kind of like how in the past, like I would like listening to audiobooks. So it's kind of like a similar kind of concept, in my opinion. Like not audiobooks, but well, audio and video stories for if you don't feel like reading the story, I will read it to you. That's my whole motivation, I guess. Just wanted to share these stories with the world. Stories that people have already heard. So re-enjoying some classics and also possibly introducing some lesser-known stories, like The Gallant Tailor. What's that about? Or Faithful John. Clever Gretel. Hans in Luck. All right. So that's it. That's what I'm going to be doing. Enjoy.